Lucy, what the hell are you doing?
What's wrong, Mom? I'm outside.
Look at all these dishes. I just cleaned everything a while ago. I swear, the only thing you're good for is creating messes and eating everything in the house. You're so lazy and useless.
What? Mom, you had dinner last night with your friends. Don't you remember? Besides, I've been out for the past 2 days. I didn't even have food with you guys. How come you didn't notice?
I am sick of cleaning all the time. Maybe you should make a contribution to the household once in a while. Instead of hiding in your room and playing games and making those doodles all day. Clean up this mess now.
Okay. No worries. It's just a couple of dishes. I'll be done in like 20 minutes.
I wish you had listened to me when you were younger. Look at you. Jobless, have no social life, no love life, and no plans for higher education. You appear to be a burden. If it weren't for me, you'd be on food stamps in a couple of years.
Mom, will you please relax? I do have a plan. I just don't need to go to college for it.
What is this plan? Flipping burgers? I don't know where you're planning to flip burgers, because I barely see you leave the house.
I do leave the house. Like yesterday and the day before that. You just don't notice.
I mean, leave the house to work. Not a random outing.
I do work. I work from home.
Here you are, naive and delusional, as always. With only your cat to keep you company.
What do you have against Roxy?
Excuse me, I have nothing against your cat. Kids out there are achieving milestones. And you're in here and your sweatpants tending to cats. You should be more like Roxanne. Have you heard? She's expecting.
She graduated? Really? That was quick. I better congratulate her.
Not only did she graduate college and get a boyfriend, but she's also about to have a baby. Unlike you.
Life's not a race, Mom. I'm in no hurry. Success is different for everyone. Besides, I prefer the company of Roxy.
Yeah. Get back to work and take care of some yard work after this. Don't you dare crawl into bed again. If you're going to stay here, you might as well be useful. I'm not keeping you here for nothing.
3 days later.
Hey, Lucy. Please help me get my stuff from the car.
Sure. Looks like you're moving in with us. Are you?
Yes. Ben and I had a big fight. So I'm staying here for the remainder of my preg Roxanne.
I see. Sorry to hear that. What was the fight about?
He lost his job. And he's cranky all the time. But he needs to take care of me because I'm pregnant. So Mom said I should move in with you guys instead.
Do you really think it was a good idea to have a baby with a guy you just met?
Oh, shut up. What do you even know about love and relationships? Have you ever even had a boyfriend? I bet you never even have one anyone.
Okay. I'm just saying. No need to get aggressive. I just think you might be too hasty.
If you don't know, then be quiet. You don't know anything about life. You're my naive little sister who stays cooped up with a cat all day. You've never held a job or gotten a college education.
You're wrong. I do have a job. I don't think partying and graduating with a low GPA really counts much toward an education.
Oh please, shut up, you crazy cat lady. You're aggravating me. This Pregroxan hormones aren't doing me any favors.
All right, I'm sorry.
Good. Go and get me some juice. I'm exhausted, and if you could rub my feet.
I'll get you the juice. But don't get too used to me rubbing your feet all the time.
You have to take care of me. I'm pregnant. Mom said you have to.
You're not even showing yet.
But there are changes happening in my body, and I'm always exhausted.
I see. Pregroxan is indeed exhausting. So didn't you have work today?
Oh, I quit. I'm in no condition to work.
There's a thing called maternity leave. Don't you think you should have considered that? How are you going to take care of yourself and the baby without a job?
Mom said you guys will handle it.
Seriously? Has the Pregroxan messed with your head or what?
Shoo. You talk way too much, and it's really annoying to chat with you. Hurry up, that's hot out here.
Fine. I'm coming.
2 days later.
Mom, have you seen Lottie anywhere? I looked for her everywhere and I couldn't find her.
Why are you asking me? I don't know. She must be hiding somewhere. Look around properly.
She always responds to the sound of a food can being opened. She's not in the house. I'm sure of it. Where could she go? What am I going to do? What if something happens to her?
She'll show up. Stop making a scene. It's just a cat.
She is an indoor cat. She can't survive out there. There are coyotes and cars and all kinds of other predators. How could she have wandered off?
Maybe let it go if you can't find her with a baby on the way. We're better off without a cat in the house. Animals are filthy. It could make your sister sick.
Mom, how could you say that? There's enough room for both in the house. I need to find her. I've had her since she was a kitten. There's no way she can survive without me.
You're overreacting. It's just a cat. If you lose it, you can get a new one.
No, I only want her. She must be very scared now. I need to find her.
Whatever. I don't see it anywhere. Find it yourself.
1 hour later.
Oh, you found her?
Yeah. Thank goodness she hadn't wandered off far. I wonder how she got out.
Silly little guy. I guess we'll never know. Animals. They're so unpredictable. What can I say?
Cut it out. I know it was you.
What do you mean?
I looked into the neighborhood security camera footage. And I could not believe what I saw. It was you.
What are you saying? What did I do?
You were the one who opened the door and threw Lottie out into the pouring rain last night. How could you do that?
No, I didn't do that. Stop going ape on me.
Want to see the footage with me? I know what I saw. How evil.
Fine. It was me. Are you happy? And so what? It's just a cat.
You heartless witch. What makes you think you could move in and throw my pet out? She could have died or gotten lost permanently.
So what? She came back safely, didn't she?
Only because she ran into the neighbor's house. And they were kind enough to let him in.
Her smell was making me sick and she was annoying me. Her fur is all over the house too. Disgusting.
What smell? I take good care of her hygiene. I believe she's cleaner than you.
You are choosing a stupid cat over me and your niece. In my own home.
It's her house as much as it's yours. She has been living here since she was a kitten. I told you, she can't survive on the streets. What you did was beyond cruel. And then you lied about it.
I don't want my baby to be in a house with animals in it.
Then get out. It annoys me that you thought you could just toss her into the streets, where she probably wouldn't have survived if I hadn't found her. You're the one who moved in here. She already lived here.
I'm trying to help you too. Maybe getting rid of the cat might do you some good. You're so preoccupied with that thing. Maybe it's time you gave it up.
Maybe it's time you gave up your baby.
You're such a troll. Next time I'm taking it to the shelter. Or maybe I'll send it far away so you never find that cat again.
I'd like to see you try. I dare you. Why don't you give yourself to a shelter? A homeless shelter?
How can you say that to your sister? I'll tell Mom about this. She will kick you and that dumb cat out.
Do it. I'm not scared.
A few moments later.
That's enough, Lucy. Stop harassing your sister. This is her house too. If you can't deal with that, then maybe it's time for you to move out.
Are you for real? Even after what she did? Even after all that I do for you both? You guys still want to kick me out.
Get off your high horse. What do you do for us?
Wow. Are you seriously implying I don't do anything for you?
You're having delusions of grandeur and being so selfish. Why don't you think about your sister more than your cat?
That's it. I have had enough. I'm moving out. Well, hallelujah. Where are you moving to?
The homeless shelter?
Well, if you must know, I just bought an apartment in New York. I get a lot of projects from there. I figured it was about time I moved.
New York? You are moving to New York? I can't believe it. So when are you going?
The movers will be here in a few days. I have packed up all my things. I'm meeting all my friends and family around here. And then in 2 days, Lottie and I will be off.
You can't move. Who's going to help take care of Roxanne and the baby?
Mom, you took sides and you told me to leave.
Well, I can't have you harassing your pregnant sister.
You seriously can't expect me to take care of Roxanne after what she did to Roxy. And she should take care of her own baby. She's the one who got pregnant.
Isa. How could you be so selfish? You're about to become an aunt. Where is your responsibility? How can you leave Roxanne like this in her condition?
She's a pregnant mom, not crippled. She's using her preg Roxanne as an excuse to be as lazy as possible. And manipulate others to get her way. And I am done putting up with her.
You can't say it like that. She's a tiny human growing inside of her. You have no idea how hard it is.
For God's sake. She quit her job to move in with us so we could. Or I have to say, I would wait on her hand and foot. And you've turned me into her servant.
So what if you took care of her for a little bit? She's your sister, not a stranger. It's the least you can do.
I can't be at peace in this house as long as Roxanne's here. I have to lock Lottie up in my bedroom all the time. Because I'm always afraid Roxanne will do something harmful to her.
Just put up with it until the baby comes. Not a big deal.
What? No, Mom. I won't. Things are only going to get worse when the baby comes. Roxanne is so irritating. Even her baby daddy won't take her in with him. I am not Roxanne's maid. And neither am I your maid.
It's because of that stupid cat, isn't it? You're choosing the cat over your own sister? I always knew you were crazy. But to be so utterly selfish.
What she did was beyond cruel. She hasn't apologized even once. Lottie could have died. She's strictly an indoor cat.
You know what? Just leave. Get lost. We don't need you. You don't even have a real job. I'd love to see how you survive without us. You have always been extremely jealous of your sister.
Of what? I assure you, there's nothing that she has that I could possibly be jealous of.
She has it all. A college degree, a man, and a baby on the way. You wish you could be her.
No, I don't wish I was useless, lazy and dumb like Roxanne. Goodbye.
Over 1 month later.
Lucy, we're behind on our rent. Why don't you pay what the money Ben sends you? Are you stealing from your sister? Don't tell me that not only are you selfish, but you steal as well.
What? Who?
Roxanne's boyfriend. You idiot. Games. This is serious.
Oh, okay, so that is Ben. I've never even met him, let alone received money from him.
But this is absurd. He was paying our rent this whole time.
Seriously? You think Roxanne's deadbeat summer fling was paying your rent?
Yeah. To support Roxanne while she was pregnant with his kid.
Mom, are you for real? Why don't you ask Roxanne directly?
I did. She's taking a nap right now, and I don't want to disturb her. But she said you take care of the rent. If you're worth holding Roxanne's money, then pay it back right away.
Mom, what she means is that I was paying your rent.
What? That means you were taking care of Roxanne's expenses. And the cost of all those other things?
Duh, of course I was. What, you thought else were taking care of these expenses before Roxanne moved in? It seems she gets her common sense from you.
Oh my God. Roxanne is out of control with her expenses. She has no job and asks for so many things. Come home right now.
Oh my God. You wish.
Come home right now and pay these bills, you cunning brat.
Tell Roxanne and Ben to take care of it. Lottie and I don't live there anymore. We can't and we will not uproot our lives for you anymore.
Since when can you afford to live on your own? You didn't even have a job or a degree when you were under my roof.
I was working as a digital illustrator from home. You remember that billboard for the cosmetic company?
Yeah, the one everyone in town was admiring.
I designed that along with a bunch of other things for the same marketing campaign.
No way. That is a load of baloney. You can't possibly be doing work like that from home in your pajamas. I refuse to believe it.
You always thought I was drawing doodles. I do projects like that and I make a pretty penny from every single one. Money that I use to help run your house with.
Well, don't be selfish. Send some money to us.
Oh, no way. That ungrateful brat is not getting anything from me after what she did to Roxy.
Then what am I supposed to do? You can't leave me like this.
You caused this. You let Roxanne get away with this. You told her to move in and didn't give her a dose of reality when she left her stable job. And got pregnant by some random guy. So now you have to deal with it.
I will not let you insult us like this. Random guy? He's the father of your niece. How dare you?
Well, then where is he? Has he visited Roxanne once since she moved in with you? Did you ever get to meet him?
Roxanne says she can't contact Ben. Maybe that jerk intended to leave her. It's so sad that she has to go through her preg Roxanne all on her own. My poor child.
You know what? She's really good at making up stories.
What are you getting at?
The truth is, there ain't no boyfriend named Ben. That preg Roxanne, well, it's as fake as a $3 bill. Roxanne lost her job, and rather than hunting for a new one, she cooked up this preg Roxanne story to take advantage of us.
That's impossible. You can't be serious.
I'm dead serious. A buddy of mine who works in the same company as Roxanne spilled the beans.
So you mean she was deceiving me all this time? That can't be. I'm sure she has her reasons for doing that. Life must be incredibly stressful, which caused her to act that way.
Oh, come on. She partied all through college. She left her job and dumped herself on us. And you kept encouraging her every time she showed irresponsibility and poor judgment. As per usual, no matter what Roxanne does, she can do no wrong.
You are so selfish and so jealous of your sister. I can't believe you're burning bridges with us over a stupid cat. You're going to die alone and miserable. You have no friends and no partner. Roxanne and I are all you ever had.
As a matter of fact, Mom, I do have friends. Friends that treat me better than you or Roxanne ever did. I'm definitely not going to help you no matter what you do or say.
But how am I going to handle her all by myself without you? You must send me money at least. My job won't cover it. Roxanne doesn't do any chores. I can't run the house, do the chores, and take care of Roxanne too.
Well, that's for you to figure out. It's almost like Roxanne isn't having a baby. She is the baby.
I'm in a crisis here.
Well, you should have thought about that before you let Roxanne into your house and kicked me out. Now, if you'll excuse me. Lottie needs to be fed. Goodbye. I made a conscious decision to ignore my mother's calls. Consequently, she reached her limit with Roxanne's laziness and compelled her to find employment and manage household responsibilities. Roxanne faced challenges in securing a job and handling household tasks. This proved particularly difficult for her as she had never been responsible for her own actions before. Both my mother and Roxanne faced the consequences of their actions, making it challenging for them to live peacefully together. They engaged in constant arguments. Financial difficulties arose when I was no longer present to handle the majority of the bills. My mother and Roxanne began to realize the extent to which they had taken my contributions for granted. My mother consistently criticized Roxanne for her poor decision-making. Meanwhile, I achieved significant milestones in my career. Eventually, I met an exceptional man, and together we adopted additional cats to keep Lottie company.